Bluebox is definitely my favorite Eurorack mixer. It's a powerhouse filled with everything you need for mixing, recording, and live jamming, offering everything that traditional mixers have. We're talking EQ, panning, volume, gain control, delay, reverb, and compressor. And for over 3 years, I was looking for something to control the Bluebox fully, and I couldn't find anything on the market that offered enough amount of controls over this device. The C45 sitting on my desk was designed by the Irish company Phantom Instruments, and I'm really happy to give it a first run and share how you can make it work in your setup. It's a very compact DJ and live performance controller with 45 configurable controls, 24 high quality pots, 4 faders, and 16 RGB backlit buttons. We have a USB MIDI, which is class compliant, no drivers needed. We have TRS in, through, and 2 MIDI outs, and all those ports supports A and B type of MIDI. I can have multiple instances of C45 by linking them together using TRS cables at the back. Now, it also serves me as a hub, so that means I connect my sequencer to a MIDI in, and from that, the information about the start, stop, and sync will be sent to my drum machine as well as the Bluebox. So with standard traditional controllers, you would likely have maximum 4 pods, 1 fader, and 2 buttons. Now, channels maximum, there will be up to 8. There are a few which have a 16, but either doesn't have the amount of pods or don't have that amount of buttons. Now, thanks to MIDI inputs and outputs at the back, you can potentially link 32 of these controllers together. I don't know if anyone's going to do it. Maybe someone need that many. For myself and the Bluebox, I would use only 3 of those. And for today's demonstration, I'm going to be focusing on 1, and I will map every single of these 4 channels into a Bluebox for live performance. And because this not only has 2 pods per channel, it has also 2 buttons more per channel. And because it can be linked, and Bluebox is 12-channel mixer, I can connect 3 of them, link them together, and use it as a one full MIDI controller for the Bluebox mixer. Now, before start mapping, I just want to say that if you're not familiar with the Bluebox mixer, I strongly recommend you to go and check on the YouTube videos about this mixer. There are plenty there that cover full functionality. Also, Bluebox website on the 1010 Music. They have a forum as well. You might send me a message, ask me questions if you're not sure about something. I'm here to answer it as well. Now, this controller has 4 channels. As you can see on the Bluebox, we have the amount of channels we can select from 4 to 12. Now, if you select the 12 tracks, you need 12 mono tracks. Every single one input on this end is a 1 track. So because I want to use fully this controller without switching pages, without going to a different banks, I want to have a hands-on on those 4 tracks. I'm going to select 4 tracks and configure this controller. Now, in the future, I'm going to use 3 of those controllers, and then we'll select 12 tracks on the Bluebox and have a full functionality of this mixer by using 3 45 controllers. Again, you might press Shift and switch in between the 2 banks, and let's say first bank will be the first 4 tracks, then second bank will be another 4 tracks, and third bank will be the final 3 tracks. So let's take a look at this controller again. We have 4 sections, A, B, C, D. I'll call them channels. And then we go from 1 to 11, they're the controls. So first one, and for me is one of the most important function of this mixer, is a gain control. You need to gain stage your mix correctly. So at the very beginning, we're going to make sure we don't have too much noise and we are not clipping on the channel before we introduce it to the mix. So second row will be our pan, and pan is the process of positioning sound within the stereo field. We're going to place the elements to the left, to the right, and the center. It just adds the dimension and create a wider and cleaner mix. Then we go to the third one. Number 3 is our reverb. So the amount of every channel will be sent to the reverb before we can hear it. Same thing for the delay. 5 and 6 will be assigned to an EQ on the channel, and the top one will be a high cut, and bottom one will be our low cut. Now, this is super important, especially with the live jamming or performances, because you want to assign different frequency bands per channel to avoid frequency clashing. It is very good to clean up your mix, and it's very handy even to introduce some of the sounds. So let's say you right now, this one will be fully closed, and you want to just check some of the higher frequency. You just open it a little bit and then open this one a little bit and then introduce them with the volume, and you have some sense and feeling of what's happening there. I'm going to show you a trick with the cue that you can do on the Bluebox, so you don't need to do this, but this is just one of the ways of introducing the sounds into the mix. So once we have our gain staging done, it's time to assign our volume faders. Now, volume faders, pretty straightforward, but there is one pro tip that I want to share with you, and this is with number 110. What does it mean, 110? For those who doesn't know, MIDI have two values, minimum volume and maximum, and the minimum is 0, maximum is 127. Now, if this fader goes to 127, that volume on Bluebox will go to plus 6 dB. We want to avoid it. So later, when we gonna go to the web GUI, I'm gonna show you how to change that value to 110 to avoid clipping on the Bluebox, and with this you will get more headroom in your overall mix. The last section of this controller are our button. They're backlit, configurable in the software. You can change the colors on them, change their behavior. How are we going to set them up? The first one on top, it's our mute, then our solo, then record arm, and then the last one is the cue. So this is super important in the studio, but it's even more important during the live performance. I'm going to disable them now altogether. You can press 4 at the same time, or you can switch on and off one by one. So now mute, imagine you have a full composition going. You want to just mute 2 channels. There you go. You want a solo one, super handy. You want to record, because Bluebox give you opportunity to record every single channel separately or all of them together. So if I want to have all of them recorded, I go into ARM mode and I press record on the Bluebox. And the last one is our cue, when I can actually preview what's happening on the channel pre-fader. So what does it mean pre-fader? Pre-fader means that once I press this button, it will go to my headphone output. I can listen to it before I introduce this to the mix. This is super important if you're improvising. So I'm in a situation when I'm jamming with someone, we don't have any sequences or anything planned really. We just want to go with the flow, see what's going to happen. But at the same time, we don't want to introduce sounds that they're not really going to work together. So this function and Bluebox give us this opportunity to listen to these sounds before we introduce them to the mix. So by pressing Q, I'm listening to all of them, even when the faders are down. Right now, we are going to go into a Bluebox and start mapping C45 controller into a Bluebox. We discuss all the functions, what they do, how we're going to map them. So let's focus on the mapping itself. Now, how we have them two connected, a MIDI cable that goes from MIDI out 1 goes to MIDI in on the Bluebox. And this is how we are sending messages from this controller to the Bluebox. I've assigned channel 1 on the Bluebox to be my kick. Channel number 2, it's a percussion. Channel number 3 is DFAM. And channel number 4 is the effects chain that I used in the rack. Okay, so let's start mapping this controller. On the Bluebox, what we need to select in order to go into a MIDI learn mode, we're going to go into project, and project is highlighted. Then we press a button B. That will get us into this screen. And once we're in the screen, we have three options to choose from. There's a tempo, it's a MIDI map, and a CV map. We are interested in a MIDI mapping, so we select MIDI map. Then we go into learn. And once we press learn, there is a nice blue dot indicating that this mode is activated. So next thing, we're going to go into a track. And this is overview of a track 1 that is selected. As you can see, you have options like volume, gain, pan, Q, FX1, FX2, mute, solo, rec, 3 and 4. We're going to focus on all of them except 3 and 4, and we're going to focus on the EQ for pods number 5 and 6. Okay, so mapping is enabled. Let's start mapping these parameters. We're going to start from the top, which is our gain. We select gain and twist the knob. There you go. It's already assigned. Then we're going to go to pan. Super easy. We're going to select FX1. It's our pot number 3. FX2. This is pot number 4. We're going to skip EQ for now. And we go into volume. This is our volume. There you go. Then buttons. You have to press twice. This is mute selected now, assigned. Then solo, press twice, solo selected. Then record, record selected. And then Q. There you go. It's mapped. Okay, so what we have left is pot 5 and 6. And in order to assign low cut and high cut, we need to go into a queue. So when you select EQ, channel 1 is selected. And this is what we see on the screen. Okay, so on top you have gain, then you have Q, then you have frequency, and then the type. And then you have 4 buttons, 4 points as well on this, and we switch in between them. So they're like a 4-band EQ, and we can select a different type of EQ for each band. We are interested in the first and the fourth. So first one, let's start on position number 4, and this is going to be our high cut. You can change the high cut to something else, but this is what we want to select. Type high cut selected, and now we're going to go into frequency and turn the knob number 5. It's a sine. Then we're going to switch into the first band and select type low cut, select frequency, and turn knob number 6. Okay, so we have channel 1 fully mapped. Right now we have all the pods, faders, and buttons assigned to its function on the Bluebox. So next step would be to go to the project, press learn, go to the project, press B, and click learn. That will get us out. As you can see, we have already all of the mapping stored within this project, and we're gonna go into the track and just to see if everything working. So this is our gain, then we have our pan going left and right, then we have the amount of FX sent 1 and 2. Then if we go to EQ, this is our high cut and low cut. Okay, then we go back to a track to take a look. This is the volume. And this is the one I was talking about. Right now we go to 110 and it shows you neg 2 dB. If that was 127 on the controller, you would go all the way to plus 6 dB, leaving a little space in the main mix. So I want to avoid that by setting up to 110. Okay. Then we have first button mute, then solo, then record, and the last one is the cue. That's going to toggle the cue pot here on and off. Important thing to do on the Bluebox is to save those mappings. I've did it many times that I've configured something and then immediately I started playing with it. Then I forgot to save those functions, switch off the rack, switch it on again next day, and boom, no mapping, have to start from scratch. So there you go. Pro tip number 2, go to your project and hit save. There you go. Now, every project can have different mapping, so you can set up different MIDI maps to a different project. Super handy again. Yeah, that's something. Let's not forget about the save button. It's important. Okay, what I have to do next is to do exactly the same as I did on channel number 1 for channel number 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to map them, and we're going to come back to some other functions that are on the Bluebox and C45. Okay, so I have configured everything right now. Let's take a look at to make sure everything is mapped and configured. This is for, let's check gain. Gain is all on 4 channels. Then we gonna click mixer again. It gives us different option. We go to pan. This is our pan left and right on all of them. It's super working. Okay. Then we go to FX1. Let's check FX1 on all the channels. Super. Then we go to FX2. Okay, FX2 is working. Then we go into EQs, channel 1, we tested already, but there you go. Channel 2, yes. Channel 3, there you go. Channel 4, super stuff. Now, back to a mixer, we go into volume, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Super. Then we're gonna check mute. Okay. Then we go to solo. Super. Then we check our recording. Yes. And then we're gonna go into queue and make sure this is also working. Super. So here we go, fully mapped C45 controller to a Bluebox mixer. Well, all necessary functions from the Bluebox right now are assigned to these 4 channels. Like I said, Bluebox is a 12-channel mixer. So if you want to add more channels right now to it, what you need to do is to go to a mixer, click B function, and then you can select 12 tracks, for example. If I switch it off, there you go, there are your 12 tracks. You add 2 more of these controllers, connect them in and out, and then you have full control over your full 12 mono tracks. Tracks can be also stereo if you want to have one channel on a stereo. So, for example, this one is my effects channel, and it is in stereo. So if I go back again to 4 tracks that I had selected before, I click on I click on track number 4, select track number 4, and click B button again. You will see that right now input 9 and 10 is combined into one channel on the controller, and it's a stereo channel. That means the signal that goes into input 9 and 10 will be on this one channel. Last thing to cover on the controller is actual the configuration. I prefer to do it via a Chrome browser on a web GUI. It's easy accessible. I'll show you in a second, but you can do it exactly the same thing here. So you press, you hold for a second, you go into this config menu, and then you have option to select the bank. Like I said, you can have a few pages. You can change the behavior on the push controller, uh, behavior of the pots, then the faders, buttons, and TRS. And TRS, like I said, it can be also used as a converter from type A to type B. So if your input is type A and you want to send type B, then you can do it here by pressing TRS, select MIDI in, is a type A, and then output 1 and change it to type B. And then this controller will convert those values for you. Again, another thing here that I mentioned before is let's edit the faders. How are we gonna find the fader here? This is A, B, C, and D. So we're gonna go, for example, to fader B. Position is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is 7. They're marked on the controller as well. So we go into B7, and then we can change it. Uh, where is it outputting the information? So it's either MIDI 1 or 2, and then we're gonna go and select the channel, CC values, and minimum and maximum value for this controller. And this is the place where you change it to 110. Again, I'll show it in a second in the web GUI, but um, this is how you can change it manually as well. There are a few other options on this controller. How you exit it, just move anything else, and there you go. This is safe. If I switch it off right now and switch it back on, there you go, 110. Those settings will be saved once they're applied. Super handy. Okay, so let's take a look at the Phantom Instruments website. I'll just switch it here right now. There you go. We are on the Phantom Instruments / C45. This is the main website. This is the main page for C45 controller. You can find all the details here, all the spec stuff, a little bit from Daryl about the Phantom Instruments, how he started this project. Super cool. What we have here at the top is C45 editor, and this is what we are interested in. We're going to press C45 editor, and it will guide us into this. It will take us into this page, and this page, it says open Google Chrome browser, then connect C45 to your computer, which we already did, and then press the connect controller button below, select C45 from the list, and click connect. Super easy. We have a Chrome browser, we have a controller connected to the computer. So let's click connect, and this is our small pop-up. It says C45, just to make sure that we want to connect this controller to the editor. Let's hit connect, and voila, this is amazing. I mean, every controller should have this kind of editor. It's super handy. I've already labeled my controls here as well. So if you map it differently, you can just click, let's say D3, which is A, B, C, D, and 3. And we're going to go into label. We change the label. Then we can change different routing options. We can select different channel, what type of message can be sent. You have pitch bend, program change, channel aftertouch, poly aftertouch, MIDI CC number, minimum MIDI value 0, 127, and whatever is inverted or is a pickup prevents from jumping. Super, super handy. Click save, it's saved. You don't have to do anything. It says control updated. So now here, what I've mentioned before, I showed it on the controller. Let's do it again, this time for C7. I go to volume. I've named it volume. That's the label. MIDI output routing is to all in my case. And right now we go into minimum value is 0 and maximum 110. There you go. Click save, do it for another 110, hit save, B7, 110, save, whatever. Super stuff. Let's take a look at the buttons. Buttons, what can you do here? Label again, channel, CC number, volume 127 to 0. If you want to have them buttons lead when they are disabled, you can just change this value to 127 and this to 0. I prefer to have them disabled, and once I press them, then they will light up so I can easily find which of these functions like a mute, a solo, record, and Q are enabled or not. Of course, you can change different. You can change color for every button. I've already mapped these ones to the ones that are similar on the Bluebox, which is blue, light blue, and then you have red and white. Okay, so that's it. You have options to change the banks here. There you go. You have your different type A, type B TRS configuration. And if you want to do more things, you can resync, you can test the connection. So if you press, there you go, connection established successfully. You can export bank, save it, backup. It's always good to have a backup. Then import bank if you're updated the software, for example, and you want to just import all of them back on your controller. Of course, factory reset. So there you go. C45 from Phantom Instruments. Really, really happy to give it a go and to share this beautiful controller with you. Like I said before, 3 years in trying to find different solutions for this beautiful, beautiful mixer. Couldn't find any. It's either not enough pots or not enough buttons, different configurations, custom made, cost fortune. I mean, guys, there you go. You know, if you have a Bluebox, you know you need it right now. If you don't, maybe you look into it. Maybe you're just watching this because you want to learn something about it. Definitely recommending this Bluebox mixer. This controller is made for it. It's a great match. So, yes, we got to the end where we're going to do a little bit of jamming in a moment. But right now, I just want to thank you very much for staying with me. This was my first walkthrough. So, hey, we are here to connect, share, and exchange the knowledge. I hope you've learned something about the controller or maybe about the Bluebox. And yeah, thanks, Daryl. Thanks, Phantom Instruments. Really happy that it's here now. It's going to be ready for shipping in May. There's already pre-order on the website, so contact Phantom Instruments if you want to buy one of their controllers. Okay, thank you very much, and yeah, let's jam a bit.